Hey everyone, welcome. You're listening to 27 Degrees SAG. And with that, I have a wonderful show for you this evening. We are under a Aquarius Moon tonight, and this Aquarius Moon is all about humanity. It's all about the future. It's all about how can we together as a group, as a tribe, as a race, improve, empower ourselves so that we can have the best future possible. I know so many of us right now are wondering about what does the future look like and how can I, just as one person, really empower myself to join in the consciousness and the stream of everything that is more about ascension, up leveling, and really about making our earth a better place to raise our children and our grandchildren and all of this wonderful things. This is our first show of 2022. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. We have had a wonderful full new moon in Capricorn. This brings out this wonderful time to really place our intentions and how we are going to use the upcoming year. You know, we all take a moment, we all reflect back on 2021, and we're like, we don't want to recreate that year again. How can I make it better? And this all comes down to the awakening that we have a personal responsibility to be the best we can be the most original, think big, extend ourselves, prove to ourselves that we can do it in a specific way, shape, or form. And this is wonderful because the universe is behind us right now. The universe is giving us this push in order to really make our dreams come true, to really get behind us, give us the energy, the courage to take a step forward. So I've invited a really wonderful family friend of mine. I've known her for 20 years and watched her become this beautiful young lady, mother of two. And she has shown this wonderful, inspiring example of how to take your power back. So I want you all to meet this beautiful person. Her name is Melissa Hubbard, and she is here tonight. Hello, Melissa. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me here.
You know, Melissa, I went through with your family. We had this wonderful summer life always in our summer homes in New Jersey at the cottages. And you would come back from college and you worked so hard to get your degree in sociology. And then you went on to get a master's in elementary education. So you were a teacher for a while. And what did you learn being a teacher?
Teaching was always my passion. Ever since I was 5 years old, I just had a heart for, little children and helping others learn. And so it was just, something that I always had my heart set on doing. And I spent 10 years in the elementary classroom. I loved what I did. It was just, so easy to get up every day and go to work and, be who I was destined to be. But later on down the road, when I became a stay-at-home mom, I kind of lost my purpose.
Right. You know, a lot of times we go through life and life isn't always ideal. As a matter of fact, it just seems, especially in the last, I want to say the last 10 years, the world has taken a turn and some things just are a little bit more challenging in our lives right now. Anyway, for me, it was. And I suffered a lot of trauma, disappointments, challenges that I really had a hard time getting over. And I had a hard time seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And when that happened, it almost seemed to me it almost seemed to me like I went into sort of, I don't know, a disconnect from my body, from my spirit, from my heart, um, and from my mind. It was like I was kind of paralyzed. So, what made you change? What made you feel as though you could take this step and change and make your life better?
Well, when the pandemic hit, I just found that I was in a really dark place. I got sucked into the TV and, all the darkness in the world. And I just found myself really depressed. I was homeschooling my kiddos. I was, dealing with a marriage that was failing. I just felt like I said I had no purpose. I didn't know who I was anymore. And I just felt like I wasn't doing anything productive in our society. So I was kind of really just down on myself. And randomly, I wound up, being part of a mom's group when COVID and the pandemic hit. And I friend requested a bunch of the moms that were in my group. And because I took that moment to shoot out those friend requests, I was able to watch a friend that I had not met before lose 120 pounds in 10 months on this program. I was just mind blown about it. I couldn't believe that she did it. She had 5 kids, twin 1-year-olds at the time. She was going through a divorce. And, I was kind of in the spot of my life where I was yo-yo dieting. I would lose 10 pounds, gain it right back, lose 20, gain it back. So I kind of just was feeling really stuck. And like I said, when that pandemic hit and I saw what she had done, that was enough to get me off the couch to find out more about what she was doing. I took a health assessment with her, and the rest is history. I just made a decision one day to take a step in a different direction. I didn't know what I needed to do, but I just knew that what I was doing at the time, it wasn't where I needed to be. So I borrowed my health coach's trust and belief in me, and I jumped on board to do the same program that she did. And I'm so glad I did, because it radically changed my whole life.
Wow. So when we're kind of disconnected or in that dark place that you were talking about, like depression or trauma, you're in isolation anyway, it's so hard to gauge where you are compared to everybody else, because you just kind of think, oh, everybody's doing the same thing. But I think what happens is we start to feed ourselves, things that aren't good for us, whether it's the wrong kind of food or whether we're, you know, watching things that we probably shouldn't be watching. It's almost like you get into this vortex of negativity and you just can't get out of it. And it is so, I want to say it is so subtle when it happens. It's so subtle that when you are isolated, you have no idea it's even happening, right? I mean, it's kind of one of those things that that unless someone shows you, that there's a way out, or there's light at the end of the tunnel, you don't really think sometimes that anything's wrong. I mean, when I put on a lot of weight, I just thought I looked healthy. I was like, oh, well, it's menopause. It's this. I had a 100 different excuses as to, as to what was going on. Even when I felt uncomfortable, I just didn't have the awareness. Were you able to make a plan, or how exactly did you get out of that negative vortex?
Well, I really didn't even, just like you, I didn't even really care about how I looked. I was happy. I was a mom, something I had always dreamed of being. I got to be at home with my littles, but inside, I really wasn't happy. And, I learned really quickly on that I had never spent a week in my life being healthy. I really learned how to focus on my nutrition, and instantly I knew that by focusing on what I was eating and fueling my body with, that my whole life started to change. So I got the full transformation. It was amazing. I got my mind healthy, I got my body healthy, I got my finances healthy as well. I lost 55 pounds in 5 months without even working out, which was just incredible. And it all really just stemmed from me saying yes to my health, me trying out one more program, which I thought was just a diet, something that was going to help me lose a little weight. And what I didn't realize was all that I was going to gain from that. I started sleeping better at night. I had more energy to play around with my kids. I felt like I was just a happier, healthier version of myself. No mental fog anymore. My stress level was reduced. It was just amazing. So, for me, I really didn't need a plan. I just really just took a risk. I heard about something. I felt like somebody had shared a gift with me, and I was just going to give some program one last shot. So basically, I just linked arms with my health coach. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just was told by her that I needed to write down my why. And when I wrote that down on paper and committed to myself why I was on this mission to get healthy, I owned it. And I never looked back. I made sure that my why was so strong that no excuse, no obstacles, like whatever came my way, that nothing was going to stop me from reaching that goal. And that's exactly the way it happened. So I'm so glad I had my health coach there to tell me the importance of writing down my why. I was crystal clear on it. If you aim for nothing, you're going to hit it every time. So I made sure that what I was aiming for was exactly what I want. And I can tell you, if I read you my why right now, you would just be mind blown, because I accomplished everything that I was looking to accomplish and more.
So your why, did that encompass maybe, it doesn't sound like you had a problem with self-sabotaging, but were other people around you wanting to self-sabotage, or maybe pull you off track a little bit, or they saw how determined you were and maybe that it was a little bit intimidating to them, or they saw that you were going through this transition and they thought, uh-oh, when people get empowered, that can be a very deterrent, or bring out insecurities of people around you. Did you encounter anything like that?
Yeah, so I did not have any self-sabotaging beliefs this time around. I have had that in the past. But I really just put all my excuses aside. I stopped listening to those limiting beliefs that, I wasn't worthy of this, that my genetics were part of the reason why I was just, a little bit bigger. And, I never had the time to focus on myself. I didn't have the money to, do all the things that everybody else was doing, like go to the trainers and the gyms and stuff like that. So it wasn't really until I put all of those beliefs, those limiting beliefs aside, and all those excuses, that I really just, was awakened to my true potential.
And that's what I love so much, is you brought up something about being worthy. And so many people that are going through trauma, or going through a relationship, or they have been programmed to run a program through that they are not worthy, and they don't know their real value. This is what's so wonderful about connecting to the body, connecting in a healthy way with a healthy path. It brings your power to the surface, and you feel as though your value has just gone up 500%, and that you can not only accomplish this, but you can accomplish anything. And it's such an inspiration when you're doing it as a mom for the little ones to watch you become so determined and so strong. Where do you get your courage from?
Oh man, I think I get my courage from my community. All my friends and family, coast to coast. You know, when I signed up to do this health coaching thing, I was 1 week into my program. I was about 200 pounds, over 200 when I started my weight loss journey. And I just kept thinking to myself, who would want me as their health coach? Like, I don't know anything about health, nutrition. I did have a passion for health and wellness and a passion for teaching, but other than that, like I really had no idea what I was doing. So, you know, just having my friends and family alongside me for the journey, when they heard that I was doing this, they didn't want to watch from the sidelines. They wanted to be part of it. They were signing up, taking health assessments with me left and right. And I just never looked back. I didn't second guess my decision to go all in as a health coach. But ironically, you know, I learned that by blessing others and by taking the focus off myself and helping my friends and family get healthy and sharing this gift of optimal health with them, it really just blessed me in return. I feel like that's why I was able to stay as focused as I did because, you know, I wasn't self-sabotaging and thinking about me. I had my best friend, my mom, you know, my brother, my teachers, my high school friends, you know, all the people. I had to, you know, show up for them every day. So I just decided I had to show up for myself too. And it's just incredible how many people have jumped on board. I know that this is the path that I'm destined to be on. And it just feels like an honor that I'm, you know, part of everyone else's, you know, healthy journey as well.
It's so refreshing to hear a mom, I mean, having 3 kids myself, I never put myself as a priority. I mean, I just never did. It was always, oh, I've got to do this for the kids or do that for the husband or do that, to, keep the job going or whatever it was. And I think it's so important to hear that you were able to put yourself as a priority and to really get out there. And it is true, when you do help others, you help yourself. And it's a wonderful thing to hear that that's, where you put your energy. It's awesome.
Yeah, so our community was just such a wonderful part of my journey. I made it a rock in my schedule, no matter what, to hop on our community Zooms once a week for 30 minutes and get my mind healthy. So I never felt like I was alone on this journey. I had people around me to not only, you know, celebrate my successes with me, but rally around me in the times that I was struggling. And it was just great. You know, I did the heart work. I didn't just, you know, lose the weight. I actually got my mind healthy with my body. I gave myself grace. I was not perfect on this journey, but I just learned that, you know, optimal health, it is a journey. It's not a race. And, you know, as long as I was fueling my body properly, most of the time, I was able to steer off plan and do things guilt free. And, you know, if I did something that I wasn't supposed to do or I wasn't proud of it, I didn't run from my health coach. You know, I reached out. I leaned in for support and, you know, I just stayed above the line. I didn't beat myself up for the choices that I made. I just kept taking steps in a different direction that were going to get me closer to my goal.
Yeah, I hear you there. Also, it's kind of one of those things where I feel like when you do take a risk, like you were talking about, sometimes, I always ask for a sign. Am I doing the right thing? Let me know I'm doing the right thing. Give me a sign from above. And so many times, there's like 4 or 5 times I get the sign that, yes, you're doing the right thing, and everything. Did you ever get a sign that you were on the right path?
Oh, yeah. I sure did. So this path was lined up so perfectly for me, I couldn't even fight it. I didn't even think that I'd be able to join the program. I did not have healthy finances in my marriage. I got cut out of the budget real quick when I became a stay-at-home mom. So when I reached out to find out about the program, I actually had my mom reach out first. And she signed up right then and there. She had been introduced to the programs by a couple other health coaches. It just never seemed like a good fit until she met the health coach that I introduced her to. And I panicked and I said, Mom, you can't lose all this weight without me. And she kind of panicked for me, thinking, wow, how is Melissa going to afford this? Her heart was broken for me. And I'm somebody that when I put my mind to something, I don't quit. So I just found some old kid items around the house in the garage. I sold anything that I could just so I can buy my startup kit. And that was all great, but we still had the worry of how am I going to keep up with being on a program like this? That's why I said yes to health coaching. It's mind blowing to me that somebody asked me to do something and I didn't even think twice. I just said, sure, sign me up. And finding 5 people to help me my first month, or to do this alongside me my first month, helped cover the costs of me being on program. I hope to inspire one person along the way and knew that would be worth it. Just holding myself accountable. It turns out I have now inspired a couple hundred people. I found all new purpose in life. It's just incredible because I had no idea that me saying yes to dropping those unwanted pounds would get my finances so healthy that I'd be able to get out of the marriage that was no longer serving me. Not only did I hit my weight, I now am a super confident mom. My kids call me a boss mom. They watched my whole transformation and they were so proud of it. And now here I am standing on my own 2 feet. I'm the CEO of my own life. And it's just amazing to know that you can get the full transformation. And we have this gift and it's just so great that we get to share it with others.
That is true because I was a recipient of one of your gifts and I dropped my unwanted pounds as well. And I'm very active. I'm a tennis player. And it was very easy. I thought it felt so normal for me to do the work. And I think one of the hardest things for me was just to take personal responsibility that, you know what, you got to do this. It's time, and stop saying it's because of your age and stop saying it's because of this and that and, everything else. There are no boundaries. And being a psychic medium, I know, talking to people on the other side, I know there are no boundaries. There's no boundaries as far as getting your physical body healthy, getting your mind healthy, your financial value. That's your value. Once you feel as though you yourself, your value has gone up, you are worthy, you are making results, you can feel yourself up leveling. When you do that, money is just an energy of reflection of how you value yourself. And I have fallen into a lot of that where, I've had a lot of money at one time. Like, I never looked at a price tag. And now it's like, okay, I'm looking at price tags. And so it's kind of like, oh, I've got to check my own value. I've got to check how I feel about myself. And I think that just having that, just claiming your personal responsibility for what you need to do for yourself. I know so many people that don't have a clue what they want to do or what they're responsible for, how to budget their time, how to budget, not only their money, but also how to take care of the body itself and how it works. And I loved the fact that this particular gift that you gave me came along with some wonderful tools um, to read, and it explained so much as to, you know, why you were doing the things you were doing at the times you were doing them, and how the body actually works. I'm not a medical student, so I really, you know, I kind of fly on intuition a lot of times. I work out when I need to work out, and I like to play, you know, physically, but I do like I have my Venus out of bounds. I do like to go overboard on food, on drink, on decorating and design, and maybe spending. You know, I'm a Sag moon and a Sag rising. You know, that those things are not in check in my makeup. So it was kind of hard to claim personal responsibility that yes, I can do this. But all of a sudden, it all made sense that um, the powers that be around us are literally trying to disempower you through food, through bombardment of drink, through all this other kinds of things, through isolation, through not exercising, through keeping your value low so that they can gain control over you. When you come up out of that and you start to realize and you awaken to the fact that you can be this powerful, healthy, um, you know, rich person, that you can claim your own shots, that you can basically, you know, spoil somebody if you want to, spoil yourself if you want to. You've got the funds to do it. Doesn't it feel great?
Oh yeah, I have a whole new mindset. You know, there was a shift there. And over a year ago, I didn't even like to talk to people. If you remember, Kim, if you asked me to come on this show when we were living out in Arizona together, I would have said no, thank you, and passed it up. But this time
Mhm.
around, I'm in a healthier place with my mind. And when you asked me, I didn't even think twice about it. I just jumped on board. You know, I find that I talk to myself differently. I'm
Oh,
confident. People see it. People want what I have. And it really just all stemmed from my nutrition. But more importantly, the programs that I coach are just so amazing because we do have that educational piece to help you work on that mindset shift. And it's just, you're not just signing up to lose some weight. If you do the work and follow the program the way it was designed, you will get the maximum results that you're looking for because you're going to work through different micro habits of your health. So if stress or sleep or, you know, whatever it is in your life is, you know, something that's just not balanced, you can fix that. And I did that work. And that is why I'm sitting here on your show today because, you know, I took the time, you know, to do all the things. I didn't run from my health coach. I didn't, you know, keep myself, you know, distant from the community. I opened up my books and I read them and I really learned on how I can transform my unhealthy habits into healthy new ones and just the importance of fueling my body properly. And because I know why it's important to fuel 6 times a day and to hydrate, I now have all this energy. I'm somebody who undereats. So for me, it was a real big challenge to eat 6 times a day. I had all the excuses right away. I don't have time for that. I have 2 kids and all these places to be, but I just learned to set alarm times in my phone. The things that were once not important to me, I made them important to me. And to this day, I still have been able to keep those healthier new habits in my life. I'm optimizing my life right now. I go to a trainer 5 days a week, which is like a dream come true. From, you know, every aspect, every single day I show up for myself. And, you know, even if I'm just 1% better every day, that's my goal, you know, to just keep taking steps that are going to get me, to a better place. My life was pretty good. It wasn't bad, but my life is great now. And my dreamer was broken before I started this program, and I'm able to dream again. I started traveling again. I've been all over the country in just, a short amount of time. I've even been on a trip to Cancun, which I haven't been out of the country in over a decade. So I'm super proud of myself that I did that, the heart work to get my mind healthy, because that's where it's at. We can all lose weight countless ways out there, but if we don't realize the things that got us unhealthy in the first place, then we're really just going to, be yo-yo dieting for life.
That is so true. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I am here as a metaphysical counselor to help people through different challenges. And I like to say, when there's high tide and you can't swim to your destination, a lot of times we have to remember who we are. And a lot of things that we either go through, or let's just say we have become numb or we're paralyzed. Those types of things, we need to feel ourselves again. We need to get connected to ourselves again. And I know that going through an adjustment to what we take in and how we connect with the body really does have such a phenomenal result in our spirituality and our frequency. You talked about energy, that you had a lot more energy. I have a feeling that when we start to unload and unblock a lot of the extra weight or a lot of the trauma, because it goes so deep within our auras, that once we start clearing that out, it's just like when you clear out your closet, or you clear out your house or your garage or whatever you want to, or your basement, or your desk. What happens is that you want to use it more. It's like inviting. You want to step into a clean space, It's like when you take a shower and you just rinse all of that gook off of you, you feel lighter, you feel brighter, but your energy, your frequency actually, it actually lives at a higher rate. You actually up level your frequency. When you do that, you are in a position to ward off viruses and specific diseases, because you've cleansed out your aura. These kinds of things actually enter into our energetic fields before it gets into our physical, that we even know it's happening. So when we do this, when we start offloading, unblocking, healing from the inside out, what we actually do is we take our frequency and we give ourselves more of an open channel, so that more energy can come through to us. And a lot of times I have witnessed people that have gone through a wonderful change in their image and in their weight and in their mental outlook. And they have been able to feel more spiritual. Has that happened to you at all?
It sure has. So just having that extra, energy to get up early in the morning, it just gave me time to, be able to, pick up my Bible and, write in my gratitude journal. And I had countless people in my life who would always say how great that felt to start their day out like that. But I'm a sleeper, I'm a napper. And anytime that I could fill my day with extra sleep, I would. But when I started to focus on my health and wellness, I started to wake up earlier before my alarm clock goes off, which is just mind blowing in itself, because I've always been dependent on an alarm clock. And now I just feel like I have so much time in my life to do things that I used to make excuses for, saying I just can't do it. I don't have time. It's just not something that's going to work out for me right now. And because I have, created that extra energy in my life, it has just freed up so many possibilities for me to do things that have connected me back to my spirituality.
Oh, absolutely. That is so good to hear. Sometimes when we go through these changes and we step up to the plate, we take responsibility to heal ourselves from the inside out, weight just kind of dissolves. And it's kind of like positivity just flows through and the negativity is at bay, and we have the power and the courage to, I want to say, put up new boundaries of what we're willing to put up with and what we are not willing to put up with, as far as how we're treated, or the people that are around you, their values. Maybe, for the first time, you notice that, oh, wow, I don't have anything in common with this person. And it's like such a shock. And then you come to the realization that I need to make new friends, or this relationship is not where I'm going, or we have absolutely where I'm going and where they're going or they're not going is kind of a hindrance, and it's keeping me from realizing my true potential. I know so many people that have had to, clean house, that have had to say, nope, you're not in my future. So that happened to you. It does, right? I mean, it happens.
I'm really great at getting rid of people that are no longer serving me any good in my life right now. And, that was always something that I struggled with, because sometimes I like people in my life, but it doesn't mean that they deserve or should be there for whatever reason. And now I have been able to, separate myself from those people, those relationships. I have now found a community of like-minded people who are on this mission with me to get the world healthy. And it's almost like a dream come true. I feel like I've prayed my whole life for people to come into my life and be good friends and true friends. And I've got that now. And I had no idea when I signed up to lose the weight that I was going to, wind up with some friends that I know I can call in a pinch and they will be there for me. They're constantly checking in on me, making sure that I'm not only happy, but I'm healthy, that I'm not alone. I can't believe that I'm going through this divorce process and I'm unmedicated, no therapists involved. I am just in such a good headspace because I feel so loved and so cared for by the people that I now surround myself with, that I don't even look back at the friends and even some family members that I had to kind of, kick to the side, who, just didn't need to be in my life anymore.
Yeah. And that happens a lot. And it's almost like the people that, that aren't good for you, you feel crowded. It's almost like you're growing new wings like a butterfly. And you're like, I'm flying and you're in my way. So, you get lighter and you want to fly to new heights and do new things. And yeah, and sometimes, and I really feel this, sometimes we need the lesson of showing ourselves we can do it by ourselves. And, and like you said in the beginning, now I'm standing on my own 2 feet. And sometimes we have to prove to ourselves that we can do it. Other times there's times where, you're going through a partnership with someone and you're learning the lessons that you need to learn through partnership with someone. Because when you're with that partner, it's one of those things that you are being a better person on your own and learning lessons with a partner. So it's like I'm being the best I can be while I'm learning lessons how to be the best partner I can be. And sometimes we have to learn how to be the best we can be in order to go on an experience partnership. And then it goes into group activity. It's like, okay, now I can join this group. I'm not going to be insecure. I'm not going to think that they're better than I am, or that I'm not heard, or my opinions aren't worth anything. Now I can take my place with the group and work as a team and know that I have something to contribute, and also go into leadership role. And I feel like this is like a process. And I know you jumped right into it and got there, with flying colors, and that's so awesome. But everybody's different, right? I mean, everybody has a process. Everybody is not in the same, mental space or emotional capability or any of that. So you have something that kind of assesses that. Is that correct? You have something that you have an assessment because everybody is different, right?
Absolutely. We do have a health assessment that's just so wonderful because, you know, really just analyzing your current reality and, where you really want to be in life is something that helps you get to where you're trying to go. And when I was able to, fill out my health assessment, and my clients are able to do that, you're able to hop on a call and explore your health goals. And, I coach a couple of different programs, and most of the time we have a program that's a good fit for you. I'm not high pressured or anything. I just open up the doors of possibilities and show people, what they can do with their health and what they can accomplish. And if it sounds like something that they're interested in doing, I'm there to support them. We've been able to help people that think that they're dependent on insulin for life get off of that insulin, get off the medications. So often, we wait till our health gets to a point where the doctors need to intervene, and we think that we need this or that for the rest of our lives. And really, if we just take a step back and, focus on our nutrition, there's a shot that we can, go back and change all that. And I was somebody who was dependent on depression medicine, anxiety medicine, ADD medicine most of my life. And when the pandemic hit, my husband at the time lost his job. We lost our health insurance. I lost all of that. So when I say that I was in a dark place, it was pretty dark. But ironically, I haven't touched medication since before that health insurance went out the door. It's just so neat that something that I thought that I needed for the rest of my life, I no longer need. And it was all just exactly what I needed in life. It's still, I just want to pinch myself and say, do I really need to, are you sure I don't need to take anything today? I'm going through a divorce. I got a court date. Do I need some Xanax or whatever, and I don't.
Right.
I'm not turning to alcohol every day. I just feel like I'm in a really good place.
I just want to say thank you so much for everybody in the super chat. We have got Mary Ellen, we've got Rachel, we've got Michelle, we've got Sheila. We also have Vanda, we've got Berna, we've got Maria, we've got Bill. I want to say hello and thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful time together. And I know everybody's, saying, wow, I really needed to hear all of this. And this is exactly, what I was going through. And, looking for balance, looking for, to be the best that they can be. And this is exactly what I'm all about. I'm all about empowering others. So many people, so many people want to even depend on spirituality or guidance all the time, but it's there for support. It's there to empower you. It's there to kind of give you the best advice and to give you that safety net and to give you that push, because so many times we feel as though we're alone and we don't really. And you had medication to make you feel better, and a lot of people have other different things that make them feel better. But I think awakening to the power of the human body, it was designed so magnificently that we have gotten so disconnected from that. And throughout the, let's just say, the unloading of extra weight and extra pounds and extra trauma, or healing from the inside out, we begin to know that once we do get to the weight that we feel so good about ourselves, that there is the possibility that we can maintain this and sustain our power, that we don't have to slide back or slide to the side or be we don't abandon ship. And that's something I want to talk to you too about. How do you sustain this level of up leveling that you have, this frequency now that you have climbed to? How do you sustain that?
Well, the programs that I'm working with, I have all the tools that I need to just keep myself in check right now. I'm never going to live a perfect life, but I can live my life above the line. I can keep my mind healthy so that I am not, beating myself up for the choices. I definitely just focus on the things that I can control, and the things that I can't control. Those obstacles, those are what pushes me forward. They propel me forward. And, I don't have a whole lot of obstacles, but when I do get one and one comes my way, I get excited because I just know that that obstacle is just going to take me to a whole new level.
Now, I know that you love to work out. You're like me. You like to push some iron, and you like to go to the gym, and you like to work out. I just got flat ass lazy there for a while. And I'm so glad my husband introduced me to tennis, because that got me going again. It got me going again. And all I ever did was just work, work, work. I had a job, and then I came home and did my counseling work. So it was like, that's all I did was work. But I love getting out in the fresh air. I love the tennis. So now, are you back to working out now and keeping your strength up? And, are you able to sustain that as well?
Yeah, so I'm very healthy with my movement right now. I took 4.5 years off from the gym, which is embarrassing because I love to work out. I love to lift heavy. So going from this super fit, hot bride to somebody who was over 200 pounds. And my mom teases me because, most often you'd come into my house and I was just like, in my chair, stuck there, beer in hand and all those things. And, now I'm the girl who's, never misses a gym day, especially a Monday. I not only like to work out, but I like to lift heavy. I can squat, deadlift 250 pounds. The things that I'm able to do they're just, something that I dream to get back to. But when I was in that unhealthy place where I had all that extra weight, I didn't even have the belief that I could do it. So, this time, for the first time ever, I walked into the gym with confidence. I was not there to lose weight. I lost all the weight focusing on my nutrition, no workouts, no exercise involved. And so, naturally my energy level went up. I had that desire to go back to the gym. I had the finances to get my trainer back. And, that's just been such a blessing in my life because, I feel like that's why I don't need the therapy and the medicines. Lifting is my therapy. Getting out there. I live in Arizona where I can just wake up and go hike a mountain all year round. I just like to stay busy. I like to stay active. My community is like that as well. We all kind of huddle together and do these fun things. We have volleyball games. I just really have enjoyed that I've been able to get that healthy movement back in my life because I feel better in my 40s than I did in my 20s, which, who could ask for anything more?
That is so awesome to hear. And I'm so glad you have your power back. That's the thing that I think we can help one another to have a support group, to join a community, and to be there for each other. Because to watch each other succeed, it lifts us up along with the person who has reached their goals. And it's almost like you share this beam, this bond, this cord goes out to the people that you are supporting, that you're helping, that you are empowering them. It's almost like that is your cord or your oxygen line, for yourself as well. It's almost as if when you help others or you support others to reach their goals, you have also a subconscious goal that you are raising humanity up as well. And during this time where we're facing so many threats just to the common human, as in artificial intelligence, and where the future, we see a timeline that includes artificial intelligence, that includes the demise of the human body. And I feel as though we as a group of humans and a tribe can bring back the power of where we were back in the day of Atlantis, and back in the day when we had 12 strands of DNA, and we had the extra I want to say, gifts that were considered supernatural at the time, but the body can handle that. And to get connected back again is to show a universal consciousness that we can handle more, that we can do so much more. And as a group, as we're going into the age of Aquarius is all about group thinking, all about what's good for the group. It's going to be good for me. We just need to create a more positive path as how we can do it, how we can save humanity through empowering us to the max. This is one beautiful way to do that. I just want to share this. I pulled a card and it was improving health. You can't make this up. You just cannot make this up. But that is so it. I want to also share with you as an astrologer that the full moon in Cancer is coming up. When the full moon in Cancer arrives on January 17th, there is also a wonderful, powerful alignment of the mighty sun is going to be holding hands with powerful Pluto. This is a wonderful transformation and empowering frequency that is going to be falling down on the planet. What this does is it brings out leadership qualities. I hope on a global scale we see new leadership awaken and come up from the grassroots. I hope that just taking a step and connecting with your health brings you into a beaming space and a beaming light that you're going to carry that will help just your immediate families, your immediate communities. And so that way we can start making a difference one person at a time. I want to ask you a question, Melissa, and that is, if you could tell everyone just one thing about sharing a health and well-being lifestyle tip, what would it be?
Just that there's no great time to start something new or to focus on your health. We always have parties and events and, travel and things like that, which is why we always put ourselves on the back burner. So if you can just, think of it like that, if you're looking to make some healthy changes, if you're interested in knowing more about what we're doing, please reach out, fill out a health assessment. Let us help you with your goals. We can't help you until you commit, but once you commit, I promise we won't let you fail.
And Melissa, she sounds like the person to really get your why going. Why am I going to take my power back? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I need change in my life? And why do I want to be the best I can be? And I think when you start there, this is what you did, right? You had a very strong why. You wanted to be the best you could be. That really gives you the determination and the courage to sustain this wonderful, healthy journey that we're all going to be on, and that we get to thrive and we get to heal from the inside. Oh my gosh, Melissa, thank you so much for being on the program today on my show. It was so fun. How do people get a hold of you?
You guys can reach out on my email that I believe is in the chat. You can reach out to Kimla and she can pass along a digital health assessment that can connect us. I'm on social media as well. On Instagram, I'm health coach Melly Mel. And we can also drop in the chat that on Facebook, I'm Melissa Wachtel Hubbard. So feel free to follow me for inspiration, and I'd be honored to help get you on a healthier path for 2020.
Awesome. I want everybody to go to my website as well, because I have designed a seminar on feng shui for the upcoming year of the tiger. This seminar is going to be on Sunday, January 23rd. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time. And we are going to go through what the year of the tiger brings. Just so you know, this is going to be one of the most important years to harness the energy within this year. Usually the year of the tiger brings out a little bit of competitiveness, a little bit of temperament, a little bit of power. Well, the tiger rules the West, and the West right now is really waking up. And if we do not learn how to harness this special energy, the tiger is going to rip us apart. And if we learn how to harness, how to ride that tiger and that energy, because there are literally 3 places this year coming up, that 3 pillars that are all tiger pillars. That's a fierce year coming up. Guaranteed to bring conflicts, guaranteed to bring a warring nature. And we have to learn how to be diplomatic. We have to learn how to harness this energy and how to use the elements in order to do that. You can do it very easily through feng shui. You can design with feng shui today. I'm going to show you how to do it. So please go to my website, Kimla Lowe, LOWE.com, and sign up for the seminar. You're going to love it. And it's coming up. The Chinese New Year is coming up. January 31st is the Chinese New Year's Eve. And then it goes through February 1st to the 4th. And I want to make sure that each and every business, each and every residence is protected and enhanced so that you can be the most successful you can be. Oh, Melissa, thank you so much. And thank you everybody in the chat room. We are so grateful that you have taken your time to come along with us on this wonderful journey. And until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everybody.
Bye.